Summer magically turns to spring here on the World Cup Archery Tour as the World Cup comes to Colombia. For the first time, the best of the best do battle in South America. Medellin provides a breathtaking backdrop for Stage 3 on the Archery World Cup circuit. Surrounded by the towering Andes Mountains, the archers gathered here have to rise to the occasion to reach the mountaintop of their sport. The goal? Get to Paris in September for the World Cup final. But only a chosen few make the grade and get to see the City of Lights. So there's plenty of motivation in Medellin, a city and a nation known for its coffee, emeralds, and beautiful flowers, is becoming known for bows and arrows. Of course, before you can even think about reaching the medal matches on Saturday and Sunday, there's a lot of hard work that has to be done. First, you have to run the gauntlet, go through qualifying, and then survive the elimination rounds during the week leading up to the main event. What the Colombian team accomplished last month in Turkey? Well, that's history now. Everybody has to go through the same process. The French, the Americans, they all spent several days shooting hundreds of arrows to earn the right to compete for a medal here in Medellin. Lo and behold, the hometown favorites did indeed fight their way into the gold medal match for the women's compound teams. After exploding onto the scene at Stage 2 in Antalya, the Colombian trio that captured the gold medal in Turkey desperately wanted to go for the gold here on their home turf in Medellin. Sarah Lopez, Maya Marcen, and Alejandra Usquiano would get that chance in front of an adoring crowd of cheering fans. And as luck would have it, this would prove to be a rematch of the gold medal showdown at Stage 2. This time, though, the Americans competing without Jamie Van Atta. Instead, it would be Brittany Laurenti of Connecticut joining forces with Carly Cochran and Erica Jones. There's a reversal of fortune as we pick up the match after the first 18 arrows, Team USA on top by 5. Maya Marcen wants to kickstart her team, but she shoots a 7. Golden Girl Sarah Lopez lands one on the line for 9, and then it's Usquiano matching her teammate's score. Back-to-back 9s putting some pressure on the Americans, but Brittany Laurenti responds with a solid 9 of her own. Carly Cochran's 8 is one better than the 7 shot by Maya Marcen. So when Erica Jones nails a 9, Team USA's actually picked up a point and now leads by 6. Maya Marcen's day job, she's a dentist. She drills an 8. But Sarah Lopez slips just a bit on her next shot. The wily wins once again pushing a shot off target and into the 7 ring. So it's up to Usquiano to come through again, and she does, putting 10 more points on the board for Colombia. Laurenti needs to leave some time for her teammates, so she shoots quickly and picks up 8. Carly Cochran takes her time, and Carly connects with a bullseye. That ties the score at 206, and that takes some of the load off Erica Jones, who clinches the victory with a shot that would be counted as a 9. So after leading by 5 with 6 to go, the Americans walk away with an 8-point victory and the women's team gold medal. Laurenti, Cochran, and Jones winning the appreciation of this partisan crowd that had come here hoping to see the Colombians win, but graciously applauding the effort of the ladies from the U.S., who win the gold medal rematch 214 to 206.
It was really difficult out there. It was windy a lot. We had to really pick our moments when we were going to shoot and when we were just going to kind of hold and wait for it. But I think we figured it out, and we won, so that's good. Yeah.
In men's team compound, France had already beaten Venezuela in the quarterfinals and would have to get past a very strong squad from India in the semis. Rajat Chauhan, Sandeep Kumar, and Ratan Singh Kurajam. Now, this was no stroll in the park for either of these countries, but when the scores were in, Team India would be congratulating their French counterparts on moving along to the gold medal match. Meanwhile, the boys from Colombia were all pumped up. They would take their best shot against an American squad featuring 3 guys who'd each won a World Cup gold medal. Rio, Roger, and Braden have all been there and done that, and they've done it many times. So in this semifinal match, experience turns out to be the difference, the USA eliminating the young guns from Colombia by 6. The red carpet rolled out for the Frenchmen as they took the field in front of the Edificio Inteligente, one of the crown jewels of Colombian architecture. Pierre-Julien Deloche, Christophe Dussault, and Dominique Genet trying to acquire one of World Archery's crown jewels, a team gold medal. All 3 battle-tested veterans who would be put to the test once again by those 3 World Cup gold medalists from the United States. Braden Gelantine won his World Cup in Tokyo last fall. Rio did it in Mexico back in '06, and Roger Willett Jr. took one home 2 years ago from Istanbul. In the interest of time, we'll fast forward to the midway point of this match, the USA leading by 4, but the winds of change about to begin blowing. Dominique Genet drills it down the middle. Dussault does the same. And Pierre puts up an 8 spot. But here's where things go dreadfully wrong for the U.S. Oh mon Dieu! Rio releases too early and misses the target. No score, no points. Roger Willett says, hey, no problem, don't worry about it. Willett bears down and scores a bullseye, but everyone, including Braden Gelantine, knows the shot that went awry has turned this match around. The Americans go from 4 up to 8 down, scoring only 42 points in that third end. Advantage, France. Rio regains the form everyone's come to expect, while Roger's right on target too. Braden's bullseye is a last-gasp attempt to salvage the match, but with 3 shots to shoot, France needs but 22 points to wrap up the gold medal. Genet contributes 9 points to the cause, Dussault delivers with 10 more, and Deloche delivers the victory. That 9 works just fine for the Frenchmen, who seem somewhat subdued in their victory celebration, well aware the outcome may very well have been quite different had it not been for that wild shot by Rio Wild. But that's archery, and it's a bottom-line business, and this time around the bottom line shows the French with 6 more points than the Americans. Dussault, Deloche, and Genet winning Stage 3 in Colombia. It was extremely windy, and with these conditions, even with 2, 3, or 4 points behind, anything can happen, and this is what happened. We got to hear our national anthem, and it was fun. Time to flash back once again to the semifinals. This time it's the compound mixed teams. Denmark duking it out with Mexico's Linda Ochoa and Julio Ricardo Fierro. This match is about as close as it can get, but when the smoke clears, the duo of Martin Damsbo and Camila Somod scores a slim 1-point win and the right to fight for the gold medal. All right, here's the question. Will they be battling Belgium or Italy? Sarah Priels and Michael Kawa had a tall order trying to take down an Italian team that's become a dominant force, and they almost did it. But almost isn't quite good enough when you're up against Sergio Pagni and Marcello Tonioli. Italy prevails in a shoot-off. And so it came to pass that Denmark would meet Italy in the mixed team gold medal match. With Torben Johansen on hand to coach, the Great Dane Martin Damsbo would go to battle with Camila Simode. Damsbo ranked third in the world coming to Colombia. Simode ranked number 1 in the world back in 2010 and looking for her first World Cup medal in almost 2 years. Of course, Pagni and Tonioli won a mixed team gold medal just last month at Stage 2 in Antalya, Turkey, and they won a bronze medal together at Stage 1 in Shanghai. Tonioli came in ranked 5th in the world, Pagni 4th among the men. All right, we'll pick it up midway through the match. The Italians on top by 5. Simode to shoot first as the crowd looks on here in Medellin. And Simode is dead center. Damsbo not far off in the 9 ring. Tonioli matches Martin's score, but when Pagni shoots a 9 himself, Italy gives back a point and leads by 4. Can Denmark make a move? Simode's 6 isn't what she had in mind, but Damsbo balances the scales with a bullseye. Simode's 6 doesn't seem so bad after that 8. Or this 8. It's still a 4-point deficit for the Danes. But Camila Simode cannot connect in the clutch. That 7 sealing Denmark's fate despite Damsbo's valiant effort. He's not about to go down without a fight, but Tonioli and Pagni have just been too tough for just about anyone to handle. They go for the kill and lead by 6 with just 2 arrows to go. Simode redeems herself with a solid shot, and Damsbo just keeps defying the odds with yet another bullseye. The Italian twosome has some room to work with, so that 8 is of no concern to Sergio Pagni, who puts the match away with a nifty 9. Another victory for Italy and another gold medal for Marcella Tonioli and Sergio Pagni. Make no mistake about it, this is a mutual admiration society. A lot of respect for the Danes, who could not derail this Italian train that's on a roll right now.
Non sarebbe male. No, stiamo andando abbastanza bene.
We're shooting good, so we hope to win the World Championship. As a team, we worked together very good. But this field was really windy, so we also needed luck. And today, we were lucky.
Abbiamo cercato, come ha detto Sergio, di contenere gli errori e ci è andata bene fortunatamente.
I am very happy to have achieved a new world record here in Colombia, even more so because I did it against such a good archer. I am also very happy because we have shown that Colombia excels in the sport of archery, not only when it comes to competing, but winning as well. Tomorrow we will also fight to get back on the podium together with Alejandra. Now we are all more recognized in Colombia after winning in Turkey, and it's a very good opportunity for all of us to show that yes, we can, and to keep going forward. Sarah Lopez has taken World Cup archery by storm, a storm that Venezuela's Ana Mendoza would have to deal with in the women's bronze medal match. Mendoza lost to Erica Jones in the semifinals, but before that she upset Albina Loganova in a quarterfinal shoot-off. Some of the fans crossing the Mendoza line to cheer for the challenger from Venezuela, but most of this crowd pulling for the young lady who brought a pair of gold medals back to Colombia from Antalya, Turkey. The one-loss record for Sarah Lopez, 9-1 so far this year, but this was the first time she would go head-to-head with Ana Mendoza, who fell behind by 4 points after the first end, but had come battling back to lead by 1. Lopez up to the challenge. Mendoza can't keep pace, and that 9 means we're tied at 87 all. Not for long. Mendoza capitalizes on that 8 by Lopez to go back in front by 2. Sarah would salvage this end with another 1 in the 10 ring, and that cuts the lead to 1 thanks to the 9 by Mendoza. Advantage, Venezuela with 3 arrows to go. Now Lopez locks in on the middle of the target, and that's exactly where she puts it. The pressure shifts to Mendoza, and she puts it right back on Lopez. The Colombian sensation can handle it. Back to Mendoza. And Mendoza falters just enough to tie the score with 1 arrow to go. Lopez is in the driver's seat unless Mendoza can match that shot and send this to a shoot-off. Talk about coming through in the clutch. Mendoza doesn't back down and still has a chance. 1 arrow to decide it all, but Sarah Lopez leaves her shot wide left, leaving the door wide open for Ana Mendoza, who walks right through it to win the gold medal. Up against the hometown hero in front of a fired-up Colombian crowd, Ana Mendoza simply refuses to lose. Down by 4 early in the match, she forces a shoot-off and then came up with just what she needed to pull off the upset. After that surprising loss by Sarah Lopez in the bronze medal match, Colombia's hopes were now riding on Alejandra Usquiano, who had just captured her first World Cup medal a month before in the team gold medal match in Antalya. She lives and trains in Medellin, so this is a dream come true for Alejandra, who seems to feed off the energy from those fans that pack the stands. No home court advantage for Erica Jones, who's accustomed to playing on the road. She's already won a team gold medal at the expense of Usquiano's Colombian team, and now she's out to make a clean sweep by collecting her first individual gold medal of the season. Let's fast forward to the start of the 4th end. The Colombian with a less than comfortable 2-point lead on Mrs. Jones, who's got a thing going on with the 10 ring right here. Usquiano says, "What, me worry?" Not at all. Erica's next shot drifts into the 9 neighborhood, and Alejandra sees a chance to add to her lead, and she takes it. Erica compounds the problem with an 8, providing an opportunity and motivation for Ms. Usquiano. So now it's a 4-point lead with 3 shots to go. And in compound, that's a long way for Erica to go and a short time to get there. Jones will start off the last round. And Erica will start that last round off with a 9, which would normally be fine if your opponent would cooperate. Usquiano, though, not inclined to let off the gas pedal. The lead's at 5. Now this bullseye keeps Erica's hopes alive. And a 7 from Usquiano drops the lead down to a deuce. Jones has a chance, but it might have been a better chance if that shot had landed an inch or so to the right. Usquiano needs an 8 to win, and she goes one better, nailing a 9 to win her first World Cup gold medal all on her own. A big hug, a big smile, and a big round of applause from the hometown crowd that finally saw what it came to see. They expected a gold medal from Sarah Lopez, but at the end of the day, it's Alejandra Usquiano who comes up big for Colombia. In a tight, well-played match, she defeats one of the best in the business, 139 to 137. So there's your final score, a 2-point victory for Alejandra Usquiano. For me, Medellin represents the dream I had once to become a World Cup champion in Colombia and here in Medellin. I have now lived this dream, and I am very happy.
Se ha cumplido una en dos, y estoy muy feliz por haberlo logrado acá en mi país y en Medellín.
After Antalya, the Women's World Cup standings looked like this. Erica Jones and Sarah Lopez both chasing Sok Ji-hyun of Korea, but after stage 3, Erica's in the driver's seat. Sarah Lopez solidifies her spot, and now she's joined in the top 8 by teammate Alejandra Usquiano. Time now for the men to take center stage at stage 3 in Colombia. It's Canada's Dietmar Trillis in the bronze medal match on target number 2. 55 years old and still going strong, he comes in ranked 14th in the world. Dietmar's 8-3 in match play this year, but will now go and meet Martin Damsbo for the first time. Damsbo's got a bit of an advantage, having already braved the gusting winds here in Medellin during the mixed team competition. We'll go to the fourth end and another tight match underway. Trillis on top by 1, but Damsbo mounting a charge. X marks the spot for Martin, who forces Trillis to answer, which he does. So Damsbo has to do it again, and he does. But so does Dietmar. Back to Denmark in Damsbo, who tries to whip that one back into the center ring without success. So now there's a slight opening for Trillis, and he takes it. The 10s across the board give the Canadian a 2-point edge heading down the stretch. So the stage is set for another great finish, assuming Damsbo does his part. Down by 2, he's got to be shooting bullseyes. But Trillis can't take advantage, so the lead stays at 2. Damsbo delivers another 10 to apply some pressure on Trillis, who makes things even more interesting. The lead is now down to 1 with 1 shot to go. But the Dane can't take advantage either. Dietmar Trillis shutting the door on Martin Damsbo. Needing an 8, he shoots a 9, and that is that. 55's just a number for Dietmar Trillis, who can still compete and beat opponents half his age. Score 1 for the old guys. Dietmar Trillis getting it done, defeating Martin Damsbo for the bronze medal, 142 to 140. Now what appeared to be the marquee matchup of the day, an All-American affair in the gold medal match featuring Rio Wild, who had been just a spectator in Antalya and had slipped out of the top spot in the rankings to number 2 in the world. If he needed any more motivation, Rio was out to redeem himself for that missed shot in the team gold medal match just that morning. And of course, there's also that rivalry he's got going with teammate Braden Gelantine, who's been able to get the best of things the last 2 times these 2 guys have hooked up in Tokyo, and again at Stage 2 last month in Turkey. Brady and friends up in the stands enjoying this shootout that saw Rio Wild on top by 2 after the first 9 arrows of the match. Braden battling the shifting winds as much as he was Rio Wild, a gust pushing that shot wide right. As the wind dies down just a bit, Rio releases his next shot and puts it exactly where he wants it. The lead's up to 4. More frustration for Gelantine as the gods continue toying with his shots.
You can't do anything about it.
On the other hand, the gods seem to be smiling on Rio Wild, who bumps the lead up to 6, possibly 7. Possibly more after another 8 by Braden.
No.
But Rio Wild's last shot of the fourth end will wind up outside the gold ring, so the lead remains the same. Rio Wild in control at this point. Meanwhile, Roger Willett Jr. helping to inspect the targets, which have been hard to hit here in windy Medellin, Colombia. Basically, Braden's got to climb the Andes Mountains to get back into contention for the gold medal, and the 2012 World Cup gold medal finalist takes the first step with that 10. But as they say in the business, Rio's got his shot dialed in now, and he's going for the jugular. Gelantine's got things figured out too, but it just might be a little too late. Rio's not about to let up, not when he's this close. But give Braden Gelantine a lot of credit for giving a great effort after falling behind in the match. He finishes strong with 10s across the board, but this time, the day and the match belonged to the man from Pocatello, Idaho, who buckled down and worked even harder after what he considered a disappointing performance in Turkey. Rio Wild comes back strong, wins the gold at Stage 3, and will likely reclaim his status as numero uno in men's compound archery. What a wild roller coaster ride for Rio. After the shocking turn of events in the team gold medal match, he bounces back to win the individual gold medal match.
I want to work hard. I'd love to win the World Outdoor again. That's kind of one of my goals this year, and so that's what I'm really striving for and working hard for. And so it looks like it's starting to come together fairly good at the end of the year, so that's kind of a good thing.
Updating the men's World Cup standings, Rio Wild was sitting third after stage 2 in Antalya. Now he moves up to second, while Martin Damsbo drops down to third among the top 8, bidding for a trip to Paris in September. Before that, we've got one more stop on our tour. Next month, we'll be in Poland for the final stage that decides who gets to see the City of Lights. Hope you'll join us then for more World Cup Archery.